Joining us now to discuss is Caitlin Long. She's the chair and CEO of Avanti. Caitlin, why Wyoming?
Why not Wyoming? The great thing about the crypto universe is that you don't have to be located anywhere because it's located everywhere. It's entirely digital.
So that said, obviously location matters, or else Wyoming wouldn't be so attractive. I mean, in some ways it proves that kind of old school regulation and red tape or lack thereof can nurture its industry.
Sure. And most of the banking regulations in the U.S. are, of course, written. In fact, a lot of the banking regulations, like commercial laws, for example, the commercial code is written for written instruments that have to be in paper form. So it didn't necessarily reflect what was happening in the crypto world. And it is still true in all states in the United States, but for one, Wyoming, that the legal status of Bitcoin and other crypto assets is unclear. Are they securities? Are they property? Are they money? Are they commodities? These questions have not been answered in any state yet, except the state of Wyoming. And honestly, that's the most important thing Wyoming did. It's the most boring. But What we did was made crypto backwards compatible with the legal system, so everyone knows they have clear title to the assets if they control the private key.
Still, it reminds me of legalized sports betting, Caitlin, where at first it was, wow, look at New Jersey and they're getting all this revenue. And then other states go, we wouldn't mind a piece of that ourselves. So especially other states in the Midwest or out West, if they say, well, we're going to do the same thing that Wyoming did, are people, because it's so easy to move jurisdictions, are they just going to jurisdiction shop?
Well, sure. And that's okay with Wyoming. Wyoming has always been a domicile. We're actually the #2 state behind Delaware for business entity registrations, because Wyoming is where the limited liability company was invented in 1977. And within a decade, all 50 states had LLC laws. But Wyoming has retained its franchise behind Delaware as #2 in business entity registrations. And so this is just a logical extension of that. We've created new business entity forms, and we've also clarified the commercial laws. Honestly, we've done it over 4 legislative sessions now. We're now up to 24 different laws that have been passed in the state of Wyoming. We have a huge lead relative to other states. 15 other states have started copying us, though.
A big lead here. So what kinds of companies, what kind of business cluster is being created around crypto in Wyoming? I guess it's trading, it's storage, it's mining, it's everything. But tell me about who's coming and what kind of business cluster is forming.
We've seen all kinds. We've seen a lot domicile, but we've also seen, as your colleague Brian Kelly announced today, we've seen companies move here. And we are setting up these banks, trying to solve a very practical problem, which is that historically the bank regulators in the U.S. were not friendly to crypto. Now, to be clear, the FDIC would never insure crypto anyway, because they only insure U.S. dollar deposits. So your securities are not insured by the FDIC, for example. But historically, there's been a lot of reticence on the part of the regulators. We've definitely watched the ice thaw, but it has not melted yet. And so in order to help solve the problem of a lot of crypto startups not being able to get a basic U.S. dollar bank account to pay payroll and pay their vendors, for example, they were out of business if they lost their bank accounts. And in the last crypto bull market, there was a big crackdown by the banks in the United States on crypto startups. And I watched many of them literally have to close their doors. You're not a business in the United States if you don't have a bank account.
Right.
And many of them lost their bank accounts at the last minute and couldn't find another one in time before the end of the year, and literally had to close their doors. It was tough because there were a lot of legitimate businesses that were in that position. And that's the problem Wyoming was aiming to solve. And it's still a problem.
No, and it's a great explanation of the fact that Wyoming is not unique in doing this for crypto. In many ways, they've been a pioneer for some of these issues all along. Caitlin, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Caitlin Long of Avanti.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.